Gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor. In the case of Nicola Sacco, we find the defendant guilty as charged. And in the case of Bartolomeo Vanzetti, we find the defendant guilty as charged.
Based on the findings of the jury, I sentence the both of you to pay the ultimate penalty for murder in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Death by electrocution. May the Lord have mercy on your souls. Guard! Get these two out of my sight.
No, I demand justice.
Justice has been served and you are guilty.
You call this justice? This mock trial, that group of narrow-minded bigots you Americans call a jury?
Remove him!
And you are supposed to represent law and fairness. That is a sham, just like this whole trial.
How dare you slander me in my court?
How can it be slander if it is truth?
Guard, get this guinea son of a bitch out of here now!
No!
By the law of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I'm here to inform you that at midnight tonight, according to the order of the Court of the Commonwealth, you'll be put to death by means of electrocution. I'm sorry there's been no reprieve. Grazie. By the law of the Commonwealth of
Thank you,
Massachusetts...
but there is no need to continue.
I've heard the news, no reprieve.
No.
The warden said you're very anxious to see me.
What is the meaning of life?
Did you solve that chicken and egg riddle already? You ready to move on? To live a good life, leave the world better than you found it.
What if you don't?
Don't as in can't?
As in won't.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
None of it matters. Nothing I do means a damn thing. Nothing I have ever done matters anymore.
This isn't the same person I was speaking with yesterday.
We all have our breaking points.
Or a point where we give up.
I am taking responsibility for my fate.
Is that really what you're doing?
The thing is just so confusing. What's reality and what's not?
What are you confused about? How exactly? You mentioned reality.
Dreams, nightmares.
About what's going to happen?
And what has already. The ones about my past, they're close, but not exact. They've replaced exactly what happened.
And then what?
It just goes wrong. It comes so wrong, I'm losing control of my own mind.
You have every right to be scared.
I'm not scared. I'm just confused.
About?
I don't know.
Do you think you're confused about the crime?
No. And I'm not confused about dying. I've come to terms with all of that. As soon as the trial was over, I realized it was out of my hands. Others could make appeals for me, but I could not. That's when I buried my head in my books and learned everything I could. Oh, I feel like...
Like what?
I don't know.
If you could have anything in the world right now, what would it be?
A window.
You have one.
Yes, but I can only see a small patch of sky and a few stars. Things that only change in cycles. They don't evolve or devolve, at least not on a scale that I can see. I want one lower that looks over the world.
The world changes in cycles. You have seasons, day, night.
But the people and events, so I can see what's going on in the world. It's been 6 years since we were sentenced. I don't know what the world's like anymore. The guards don't tell us anything. The letters I receive from my friends and comrades say nothing except, we're with you in spirit, or long live the cause. The hell with the cause! I would give anything to be one with humanity again. To be able to watch as the world march forward in time. You could be my window. Tell me about the world outside these walls.
I don't understand what you want to know.
Everything. Things must be completely different, please.
All right. Did you know that people are talking across the ocean? Now a person can call a friend in London or in Paris, but it's $75 every 3 minutes. Now, I think that's a little expensive, even for friendship. But the thought of a person's voice reaching across the sea, it's amazing. Standard of living is higher than it's ever been for almost everyone, not just a few. They built a memorial to Abraham Lincoln in the Capitol. Oh, I saw that. I just stood there in silence looking at that statue, and I felt proud of where we had come from. But everything hasn't been positive. The Klan had a rally in Washington, D.C. 40,000 members marched down the city streets. They have nearly 4 million members. It's sad so many people can hate. Anyone should know this. It's the two of you.
No matter who we meet, it seems someone has something to hold against us.
America may be a melting pot, but that doesn't mean everything dissolves easily.
That is a simple way of putting it, but very true. There were those in Italy who hated us for leaving, and those here who hated us for arriving.
Man is a jealous creature.
What the hell they have to be jealous of us? We have nothing.
When you left, your fellow Italians were jealous of you taking a chance on life.
That is easily understood, but what do the Americans have to be jealous of? As Nicola said, we have nothing. No money, no land, no power, no respect, nothing.
You had ambition. They were jealous that you were able to uproot your lives in order to come over here and live a better existence.
Ooh, I don't call this a better existence.
Okay, let's think of it this way. If your neighbor packed up all his belongings and he moves out west to, let's say, Colorado, how would
California.
you... What?
California. I always wanted to go there. Send my neighbors there.
Okay, he moves to California. How would you feel?
Please it for him.
How would you feel for yourself?
I don't know.
Oh, I'd be mad. I mean, why don't I go? Try a new life, try a new opportunity.
And the word comes back that he failed.
Bene. I'd be happy. No, because I know I could have done it better.
That, in a nutshell, is human nature.
Anger takes away from many people, makes it hard to think clearly. Hey, are you a chess player?
Excuse me?
I only have a short time left. I'd like to play one last game of chess. Do you think you could find a set?
Sure I could.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Chess? How the hell can you play chess with him?
I need to clear my mind so I can think.
By playing a chess?
It's a thinking man's game.
Oh, tu sei pazzo!
Am I? Is it crazy to want to understand my existence, my life? Take a look at yourself. You avoid reality. Pass around the blame like some small trinket, a little bit to everyone around. I want to die with the knowledge of who I am, not what people made
You
me.
want to know who you are, huh?
See?
You want to know who we are? I will tell you. We are failures. We let our people down. Look at us, Bartolo. We sit here, we take no responsibility for the ideas we came up with and share it with the rest of them. Just because it's in your head doesn't mean you can't be held accountable for those thoughts. You had a gift. You had a gift. You were able to understand the way things were and figure out the way to fix them. But we have come to our end, huh? And decided to ignore that responsibility. So now we die, my friend. See, we die. Mortida! Mortida! Capito? You know what? I want this to be over, okay? I want to be alone. No God, no Congress. I want to be alone. Yeah!
Soon, Nicola, this will all end, I promise you.
Rest, Nicola. Soon the pain will end for you.
Welcome back, Bart. How's New York?
We're in trouble.
What do you mean, what's going on?
It's Sacco. He was killed.
Just calm down.
They arrested him. His body was found in the street. They say he jumped from the top-story window. They pushed him. We gotta get rid of all the pamphlets, all the leaflets.
We will. Just calm
I
down.
don't know if I can do this. I just don't know.
Get a hold of yourself. You've come too far to break down
It's
now.
out of control. It's just too far out of control.
Do you really believe he was killed?
Sacco? Yes.
That's an accusation not to be taken lightly.
Hey, police beatings are nothing new. Can you sit there and tell me you think they haven't killed as well?
What about the Madero's confession?
What about
There's a man down the hallway. He said he knows who killed those people, and it wasn't you.
it? And no one listened to him. The judges have decided to ignore his confession. The fight has been taken elsewhere.
I have a surprise for you.
Please, no. I might have a heart attack.
It's the warden's. He said we could borrow it.
I can't exactly take it with me now, can I?
A little music for our game?
I would like that. My God. Oh. Sorry, Father.
On this instance, I think he understands.
I was sick. I was very, very sick. I could not sleep at night. My fever burned my cheeks. My mama, she sat up with me all night long, singing. Her voice sounded just like this bell. She brushed my hair as I fell asleep. She sang. In the morning, she went to work. She did not sleep all day in the fields. When she came home, she smiled at me. She smiled at me and she sang all night again.
I never knew that, Nick.
There are many things that you don't know, huh, Bartolo? It is too bad we have such little time left. If there is one thing that I have learned in this short life of mine, a man has many, many levels. Many levels. Rosa.
Nicola.
Sit. Come. Sit.
Nicola, you look so thin. You know you should mind. I couldn't have brought you something. I couldn't.
It's okay.
Sorry, it's just so difficult to be here.
Rosa, you smile, you think only the good times, okay? Huh?
Of course. I brought this for you. From my niece. She wrote.
My dolly.
See.
She got good, huh?
From Dante. He picked it for you from your garden. He wanted you to see how beautiful things are out there.
Rosa, you tell my children that Papa loves them very, very much, always. You promise me Dante always hold his head up high and be proud of the name Sacco.
I promise. I promise. Nick, you are my husband. I love you. I will always love you. I will always keep your beliefs.
Rosina, no Gabi.
Please. This is so difficult. There are things that you believe that they make up your soul. They are what I fell in love with. And I will always hold dear to my heart. I will always be your wife, and for the rest of my life will keep those beliefs. I will live as if you're still with me, helping me, teaching me, loving me.
Rosina, I will always love you. Always.
Everyone has been so wonderful to me. Listening as I make a believe this no happen. Talking about something the children did, or your garden, or when we first met.
Rosa, listen. You think only the good times, huh? When Dante was born, how proud we were. And Inez, right, with her fat cheeks. You smile. You think only good times.
Nick, don't leave me.
Your move, Father.
Well, all of you went to Mexico. He left her behind, didn't he?
And that means he doesn't love her?
Doesn't mean she didn't go with him.
There were no women. It was only men, members of the cause. Believe me. We weren't there on vacation. Check. Damn, you seem to be in a corner, Father.
Michael.
Excuse me.
My name. Priests have names, too.
To borrow a word from my French comrades, touché. And checkmate!
You cheated me! You found a way to cheat me! A man of the cloth!
Luigi. Michael, this is my sister.
It's very nice to meet you, Miss Vanzetti.
Piacere. I'm very pleased to meet you, Father.
I do hope you'll understand, Michael.
Of course. It's very nice meeting you.
Michael, wait. Could you mail this for me? It's a letter to some friends.
Yours or the cause?
Yes. Friends of the cause receive letters.
They look so sad, huh? But at least they're together. Bartolo, I spoke with the governor. He said there is nothing he can do.
The wheels of justice.
See, this is exactly what he said. The wheels of justice cannot stop them.
Oh, Luigi, I'm so sorry you have to see me like this. This cell,
No,
these bars.
no. This place is nothing. I'm going to lose you, my brother. And for what?
I believe what I was doing was very important.
No! Damn the cause to hell with freedom! How can you fight for something you would never have? And put you in here because you are Italiano? How can you be so calm and so apathetic?
I believe what you mean is apathetic.
Oh! I don't want to lose you.
I know. Did you think I want this?
Bartolo, what happened? Did you do it?
Luigi, don't you remember
Did you do it?
No, dear sister, I did not.
Forgive me.
Oh, Luigi, you're an angel. You always have been, a guiding light. Many times when I was trying to remember why I was doing this, struggling for people I didn't know, people who didn't even know me, I thought of you, Luigi, my angel. Oh, things have changed so since we were in Italy, since Mother died.
Bartolo, it is you who has changed since Mother died.
It hurt me to my core.
We all hurt. But you turned inside. You started reading those books.
You can't blame us on books.
It's the way they affected you. I have never seen anything like it.
It's a different world, a world of stories and thoughts, a place where we could live without hate and prejudice.
Perfecta.
See.
Sounds wonderful. It's too bad it doesn't exist, huh? But I suppose it would be nice to lose yourself in something someone else created. Huh? Mika, tell me, what is your favorite?
Luigi, you're interested in my reading habits.
Tell me.
I have two in here with me. Dante's Inferno
See?
and one on the life of Christ.
But you don't believe in God.
Yes, but Christ was a man. Science has proven that. The life he led was incredible. Here, I want you to have it.
Thank you.
I can't take seeing you like this no more. How did this happen? How could you do this, Bartolomeo? You, the leader of death.
Rosina!
No life, no happiness. Mio Dante cries at night. Do you know why? Because his father is not with him. Because his papa is sitting
Rosa, stop your seat.
No! Who thanks to? You! The judge did not send him to his death. You did. You, Bartolo. You and your ideas. We were happy. We had a home, a son. Things were not perfect, but we were happy. Nicola had a good job. He made shoes. If someone died, it was not our business. It was not your business. Who will be father to my children? My Inez only knows her papa through these bars. Look at your sister. Look at what you have done to her. This is your fault, Bartolomeo Vanzetti.
Rosina!
You must not listen to her. She...
I love you, sister.
Te amo, fratello.
Go to her.
Rosina, Rosina.
Bartolo, scusi. She's in great pain. She doesn't mean what she's saying.
No, she spoke the truth.
No.
For the
Bartolo.
first time, someone has spoken the complete truth. he returns.
Only because you brought me here. What do you want now, forgiveness? I don't think that your new priest friend would be the one to help you in that department.
I brought you back to say goodbye.
That's it. All the questions are answered.
Yes.
I don't believe you. Are you telling me, Mr. Vanzetti, oh great knower of all, that you are ready to die? With a clear conscience, your mind is at rest, and your soul is at peace.
Yes.
You're a liar.
So be it.
No emotion. No passion.
No.
You don't feel anything. No anger. Anger towards the people who put you here. Who lied. Who feared you because you were an immigrant. You don't belong here, and they put you here. Why don't you damn them? Curse them! Let out your anger! Don't you hate them? Hate? Hate them and move on. Come with me. Then jump. Jump! Down to the street below, and you will find peace.
Leave me alone.
Jump. Free yourself. Down to the street below, you'll be a martyr, like Salcedo.
Salcedo was killed. He was pushed.
Pushed, jumped, what does it matter? He's dead. Just like you will be soon. Look down there. What do you see? Look into the maelstrom, my friend. See the people running about their day. Do they know who you are? Do they care? Their hearts are full of indifference, traces of insanity, and enormous amounts of hate. Jump. Leap to your freedom!
I could never be free! I am dead! All they have to do is pull the switch, but why hate them? Let me tell you something, Mr. Thomas. Hate is eternal. People will always kill for hate. Innocents will die only because they are feared, because the hate mongers use them as scapegoats and turn the public against them. That's what hate brings. Hate goes on. And give those bastards too much power. Give them a country and they will wipe out culture. Slaughter. Ruthless, merciless, savage slaughter. The bodies will pile up and decay as the public passes by without even noticing, as if it were another spring day. If you were to list the names of the victims, it would fill volumes, and all the names could not even be found. That's what your hate brings. I don't hate them. I won't hate them. I don't feel anything. I'm empty completely.
Again, you lied.
You are right. I have one feeling, hate for you.
Then you hate yourself.
Is that a sin?
I thought you didn't believe in God.
Sin is moral, not religious.
And if you're wrong,
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass. I don't believe in you. Not anymore. When I was a child, I believed. I believed you were a vengeful God who loomed over us from the heavens, ready to strike when we committed the smallest sin. And then I saw how my mother died, and I knew she had committed no sin to deserve such a monstrous fate. And I knew you had done nothing to prevent it. I began to think about your existence, dissect it. I began to believe that you were nothing more than a legend for old women and a bedtime warning for children. The more I thought, the more it made sense. You were created to keep the masses in line. Your followers are corrupt men who use your name to line their pockets with the stolen riches of the ignorant. What true deity would allow that? Even if you existed, what would you do for me? Nothing. I'm just an insignificant little man who's about to die. For what? How did I get here? Yes, things needed to change, but I was not the man to do it. I'm not a leader. I am a thinker. created these thoughts and ideas. That is where my faith is. Or was. I was so vain as to think they could help others. They couldn't. They won't. All they did was lead people to have faith in me. Here I am. When it comes to an end, I am alone. I want to be at peace. What does it take? What is it that will not let go? You don't have any answers? You're as non-existent as I will be in a few hours. I don't even know what's real and what's not. Luigi, is this real?
Does it matter?
I just don't know if anything matters anymore.
Do you really believe that?
I just don't know anymore.
What is it that you want?
In life?
In here.
Peace, freedom from fear, balance in my soul.
Do you know how to achieve those things?
I haven't thought about achieving any of this. It just seems to happen. How did I get here? I wanted to read, to write, to live my life quietly, have my thoughts and ideas.
To keep them to yourself.
Exactly.
What you study then?
Oh, please, no more questions. My mind is going too fast. Thomas, dreams, now you. It's also real.
See, the imagination is a powerful thing.
What do I have to do?
You said it yourself. It just happens.
Maybe I should have jumped.
Vieni qui. Guarda. Bartolo, I want you to tell me what you see.
It's just the same. People, cars, the city street. Just what
Look
Thomas
closer.
showed. It's just what Thomas
Look
showed
at
me.
the faces.
They're Italians.
And
German. Spanish, Chinese.
Irish, Russian, Portuguese, Polish, on and on. Any immigrant that ever came to this country is down there. And if you could look into their minds, you would see that
Fear, confusion, anticipation.
you are not alone. Do you think Italians are the only people who feel pain in America? You know better. But Italians are not the only ones who have heard your voice. Thousands upon thousands. Change is slow. But these are the ones who will make it happen.
What's next?
Just remember, be honest to yourself. And above all, you are not alone.
Noon break is over. This court will come to order. Mr. Vanzetti, you'll again take the stand. I'll remind you, Mr. Vanzetti, you're still under oath. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Prosecutor, you may resume your cross-examination.
So, you left Plymouth in May of 1917 to dodge the draft.
Yes, sir.
While this country was at war, you ran away so you would not have to fight as a soldier.
Yes.
Do you love this country, Mr. Vanzetti?
Yes, sir.
Did you love this country in May of 1917? Mr. Vanzetti!
The witness will answer the question.
Mr. Vanzetti, did you love this country in May of 1917?
I can't answer the question in one word.
Did you love this country in May of 1917?
That is very hard for me to say in one word, sir.
Well, there are two words you can use, Mr. Vanzetti. Yes or no. Which is it?
Yes.
And the way you chose to show that you loved the United States of America was to run away to Mexico?
Yes.
Well, would you show your wife how much you loved her by running away?
I'm not married.
Really, Mr. Vanzetti, and why is that?
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Vanzetti's matrimonial life is not on trial here. It doesn't matter if he's married.
The witness will answer the question. It just never happened.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Why don't you know?
I just don't know, damn it!
Bart, tell him.
No.
Bart, this is your last chance. In a few hours, you're going to die. There won't be a reprieve, and you know that. If you want to walk down that hallway, a whole man, body, mind, and soul, this is your last chance. Now tell him.
I just never found a woman who was as important to me as the quest for knowledge. I lived a difficult life. I worked hard, I struggled. I would tell myself that one day I would be able to support a wife, but before that day came, I discovered the cause. I found that I could help others. I realized I could make a difference. My mother died when I was young. I was hurt by that. Even with my family around, I felt very alone. I moved to America and was a stranger. I had a dream of becoming an American. I tried, but it was always a little bit out of reach. The cause for fighting for my people was my wife. It was my child. It was my family.
Very touching, Mr. Vanzetti. I have one final question, though. On April 16th, 1920, $16,000 was stolen from a shoe factory in Braintree, Massachusetts, and the paymaster and the guard were murdered, shot dead. Did you commit these murders? Were you involved in the Braintree murders? Did you kill Barardelli and Paraminter? Your Honor, will you instruct the witness to answer the question?
Objection, Your Honor. This trial is not about the murders.
Whether he committed the crimes or not is pivotal to his mental state. Is this man a killer? Is he capable of murder?
That has no bearing. This is about the here and now. Is he stable at this moment, this thin moment in time?
Overruled! The witness will answer the question.
Your Honor, it has nothing to do with the case
You
at
heard
hand.
me! The witness will answer the question.
No, don't do it.
You are in contempt!
How?
What?
How am I in contempt? Your rules don't apply here.
My rules apply everywhere. The guilty will be punished as I see fit.
As you see fit. Does that mean the right treatment for the right people? Justice for the rich. Justice for the white. Well, what about the others? What about the Dagos? What about the Guineas?
Objection sustained. Mr. Prosecutor, you'll keep your questions to the case at hand. Continue!
No more questions.
Defense, you may redirect.
Why did you carry a gun?
It was a very bad time. There were many crimes, holdups. I feared for my safety.
Who were you afraid of?
Hoodlums,
The
gangs.
police?
Objection! Leading the witness.
Overruled, go on. Yes, I was afraid of the police. We all were.
We?
Members of the cause.
Objection!
On what grounds?
Your Honor, the way the defendant keeps referring to the group he belonged to as the cause gives it a sort of anonymity that could be misleading to the jury. I ask that he be ordered to identify it by name from now on.
Objection sustained. Mr. Vanzetti, you will now refer to your radical group.
Objection, Your Honor!
I mean your political group. By its proper name. Continue.
What were you afraid of?
We were afraid of being arrested, deported, or worse.
How do you feel about guns, Bartolomeo?
I hate them.
But you had one.
Yes,
Why?
I was weak.
Weak? Explain what you mean by weak.
I don't believe in violence. Guns don't solve anything. I always believed that. I still believe that.
Then why did you have a gun?
I was weak. I was scared. I went back on my beliefs. It was given to me. At first I refused it, but then I accepted. I never used it.
Never?
No.
You never threatened anyone with it?
What are you doing?
Bart.
Yes, once.
Who?
A boy.
A boy. Why?
I was using it as a tool. A teaching tool, you might say.
Bit extreme, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Why did you use such a strong tool?
It was very important. I made my point.
And did you?
No.
How do you know?
Because he's dead.
Was that your doing?
I could have kept him from going over there if I just used a
Answer
stern
the
hand.
question!
I could have shot him
Mr.
with the right...
Vanzetti! Did you fire the bullet that entered Jonathan's head? blowing his brains out the back of his skull on that battlefield in Europe?
No.
No. No, you did not. Who is Celestino Medeiros?
He is to be executed at the same time as Sacco and I.
Is that his only relevance to the case?
No, he confessed to being involved in the Braintree murders.
Explain what you mean by involved.
He confessed that the Morella gang, a group he was a part of, committed the crime.
Objection. Your Honor, as my esteemed opponent said earlier, this trial is not about Mr. Vanzetti's guilt or innocence.
Your Honor, a man has confessed to the crime that Mr. Vanzetti is convicted of. He belonged to a gang that is known to have committed such crimes. I have a file with descriptions of every member of this gang. They match those given by the witnesses, some of them exactly.
Overruled. Go on.
Now, Bart, how does that make you feel?
I don't understand.
A man presents evidence that you're not guilty, yet you're not given an appeal. How does that make you feel?
Cheated.
Out of?
My dream.
What dream?
My dream of America. I came to this country for a better life, and now I'm about to die. The system that so many people believe in, fight for, it failed me. That court was not conducted in a way that would be fair to any man. The jury was ready to convict us from the first day. The guards did not treat us like men. We were treated like animals, beaten. As a child, I heard about America, a place where a man could have whatever he wanted. All I wanted was a chance. I came to this country looking for a place to learn, to surround myself with people who could teach me. I wanted to die, knowing that I had not wasted a minute of my life, that I had taken in everything around me, and that I lived my life and gone to my grave wiser than I've been at any point in my life. And that maybe, just maybe, I could say I solved a couple of life secrets along the way.
And did you?
Maybe.
No more riddles, Bart, did you?
Yes. I used to wonder if we make a difference. If the actions we work so hard at ever reach the people. For years I've talked about changing the world for the better, but I'm a quiet man. I let my words float in the air, lightly to be grasped by whoever wants to listen. I don't force them upon anyone. I don't make them accept my beliefs. If someone doesn't agree with me, I think that's wonderful. Discuss it with me. Argue with me. Just use your mind. Now, it is possible that these words may go unnoticed, and that the voices of myself, of Nicola, and our comrade friends may drift through the ages carried by the wind, and until maybe one day someone hears them and knows that we did not die in vain, and that the cause is not dead.
And the cause, what is it?
It's not a group of people. It's not about pamphlets or speeches. It says someday, somewhere, a man can wake up in the morning and see the sun, see the sky, feel the wind on his face, and realize that he is free to accomplish anything he wants. If anything gets in his way, he is free to overcome it. And when he closes his eyes that night, he knows the next day may not be easy, but it is his day.
Your Honor, I move that this case be dismissed.
On what grounds?
On the grounds.
After everything that has happened, all the havoc you have wreaked, the suffering you've caused, the pain you've dealt out, not to mention the fact that you will not live to see the sun rise tomorrow morning, would you, Bartolomeo Vanzetti, with the exact same result, do it again?
Yes.
Case dismissed.
It's all over.
Is it? The ghosts are gone, but the peace I seek.
It still eludes you. What will it take?
What's on the horizon?
For you, honestly, you're going to die. There's no changing that. There is one more thing you must do before tonight. Good luck.
That's it?
That's it.
You won't help me? You won't give me the answer?
Do I need to?
Who is speaking in riddles now, Father? My dear Dante, I still hope, and we will fight until the last moment to revindicate our right to live and be free. But all the forces of the state and other money and reaction are deadly against us because we are libertarians or anarchists. I write little of this because you are now and yet too young to understand these things and other things which I would like to reason with you. But if you do well, you will grow and understand your fathers in my case, for which we will soon be put to death. I tell you now that all I know of your father, he is not a criminal, but one of the bravest men I ever knew. Someday you will understand what I'm about to tell you. That your father has sacrificed everything dear and sacred to the human heart and soul for his faith in liberty and justice for all. That day you will be proud of your father.
And if you become brave enough, you will take his place in the struggle between tyranny and liberty, and you will vindicate his name and blood. If we have to die now, you shall know, when you will be able to understand this tragedy in its fullest, how good and brave your father has been during these 8 years of struggle, sorrow, passion, anguish, and agony. Now, Dante, be brave and good always. I embrace you. Look so tired.
He's been through a lot.
I remember when I was a child, he would carry me through his garden on his shoulders. I'd be in bed and he'd sneak into my room and wake me up. And then he'd pick me up on his shoulders and out into the yard. I was so proud of those plants. Flowers and those vegetables. In the morning, the dew would still be hanging off the leaves. They were beautiful.
That is a very nice memory.
I have many nice memories. I know who my father was. The kind of man that he was. I know that he loved me.
He loves you very much.
What the two of you did, well, I'm very proud of you. Both of you, and I'm proud to have the name Sacco.
There is no shame.
No. It's my father's name and mine, and my son will carry it on.
Your son?
Yes, a son, Spencer.
Congratulations!
I wish Papa could have seen him. Just see him holding his grandson and taking him through the garden on his shoulders. He loves Spencer. I miss him, and I wish he wasn't gone, but you realize something? Art, there isn't a thing I could do about it. All of this was out of my hands. And when I was younger, I was so angry. I was angry at him and you and at Mama and the government. And walking down the street, I would glare at anyone who looked like they might hate someone because they were different. Full of rage. And one day, I realized that I needed to live my life for me, and not for a father who was long since dead. And the day I realized that was the day I was free.
That is a lesson I have only recently learned. I wish I'd had that knowledge when I was your age.
I wish I'd had it when I was younger. Wasted years of my life, hating him. I always wish I'd thanked him for standing up for himself.
Thank him, then.
I did. I do. Best way I know how. I'm moving on with my life.
Bye, Bart. Goodbye, Dante.
I love you, Papa.
How are you two doing?
Just finished up a last letter.
I can post that for you if you'd like.
Thank you. What's that noise?
It's a crowd outside.
Come to see us take it to our end.
No, quite the opposite. There's a few thousand people out there in support of you.
For us?
Yes. And not just here, either. There's protests going on in London, Paris, New York.
For us?
Yes. I'll make sure this gets out.
Thank you. William, since we've been here, you and I have never really spoken.
I try not to get too close to the prisoners.
I understand, but you have been very kind to us. We never expected that when we were brought here. Thank you.
This is my job, and I have to follow orders. If I didn't, I would be replaced immediately, plus I just can't for myself. I wouldn't be able to think if I had these worries about guilt or innocence in my head. But I do know if men are bad or good.
Do you read?
As much as I can.
If you would do me the honor. I know it will be in good hands.
Thank you.
Nicola, Nicola, we fought valiantly.
Yes, we did, my friend. But what became of it all?
Voices.
Whose?
Ours.
I suppose. But who the hell was listening?
Well, maybe not now, but look to the future.
Maybe. Goodbye, my friend.
Goodbye, Nicola.
A proclamation, 1977. A half a century ago, next month, Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti were executed by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts after being indicted, tried, and found guilty of murdering Alessandro Baradelli and Frederick A. Parmenter. They were Italian immigrants who lived and worked in Massachusetts while openly professing their beliefs in the doctrines of anarchism. And the atmosphere of their trial and appeals was permeated by prejudice against foreigners and hostility toward unorthodox political views. The conduct of many of the officials involved in the case shed serious doubt on their willingness and ability to conduct the prosecution and trial of Sacco and Vanzetti fairly and impartially. The trial and execution of Sacco and Vanzetti should serve to remind all civilized people of the constant need to guard against our susceptibility to prejudice, our intolerance of unorthodox ideas, and our failure to defend the rights of persons who are looked upon as strangers in our midst. And simple decency and compassion, as well as respect for truth and an enduring commitment to our nation's highest ideals, require that the fate of Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti be pondered by all who cherish tolerance and justice and human understanding. Therefore, I, Michael S. Dukakis, Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, by virtue of the authority conferred upon me as Supreme Executive Magistrate by the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and by all other authority invested in me, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, August 23rd, 1977, Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti Memorial Day. And I declare further that any stigma and disgrace should be forever removed from the names of Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti, from the names of their families and descendants, and so from the name of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And I hereby call upon all of the people of Massachusetts to pause in their daily endeavors to reflect upon these tragic events and to draw from their historic lessons the resolve to prevent the forces of intolerance and fear and hatred from ever again uniting to overcome the rationality and wisdom and fairness to which our legal system aspires. By His Excellency, the Governor, signed, Michael S. Dukakis.